Hey maker, Emily here, otherwise known as That Mom with a Laser and the brand ambassador for Eon Laser USA. And I'm so excited to finally get to this video because you guys have been asking me for this one for a while. Back in the fall, my goddaughter reached out to me and she asked me if I would help her make a sign for her dad for Father's Day, and she wanted to make it of his logo for his business. And this is someone who my love for is so great that whenever she reaches out to me, I just want to drop everything that I'm doing and make it happen for her. So that's what happened, and that's how I finally have this video for you. So this is going to be a two-part series on all the things, okay? We're gonna cover how to cut down wood that's too long for your laser, how to shape wood to give it more definition, more dimension, as well as how to prep the wood with filler primer to receive spray paint. And we're gonna cover how I spray painted the sign. That's gonna be in the second video, as well as how I glued up the sign to create the finished piece. But before we even get started, do you see what's happening behind me? I'm so excited. My office is finally coming together after a year of being in this space. It's not done yet, but I'm gonna give you guys a quick little tour of what's happening at the warehouse, and then we'll jump right into the tutorial. So are you ready? Let's go. So here is my little desk area, and I'm so excited about my new Amazon Prime finds. I got this on Amazon Prime, this one. They're all like those Amazon Prime deals. By the way, I lost the T to my TMWAL. Like what is that? I got those a year ago at the dollar spot at Target, and now I have no T for my TMWAL. It's so sad. But anyhow, the rainbow, it will eventually get done. I'm motivated now, so I'm optimistic about this getting finished. And look at this little, I don't know, fox and chinchilla that my little kid made me. I just love it so much. Okay, what else is happening right here? I just recorded that intro video for you guys. We have a little kitchenette area for the team when they come in and work. And we're working on their desks over here. And then let's head on over to the shop. Oh goodness, okay, it's kind of a disaster. Staging photos for Stanley Cup toppers over there, and this is just a mess. Our little staging area for Christmas photos, and then finally the lasers are in place. They have a home, and that's where we're at. Okay, I know that was a really quick tour. You guys keep asking me for a full-blown tour, but I still don't feel like it's like worthy of you guys yet. So once I really have a nice definite operation going, I'll make one video just about the setup here, okay? So with that, let's get started on our tutorial. All right guys, so I have this sheet that I got from Home Depot. It's a 1/4 inch MDF, and just, you know, a really important tip, whenever you're working with MDF, you wanna get the colors that are more yellowy, like you see here, rather than the darker brown MDFs, because those are a pain to laser. Don't ask me how I know. But they only sell them at Home Depot in 2 feet by 4 feet dimensions, which is too big for my laser bed. So we're gonna lower the access door and we're gonna trim it down so that it'll fit in the laser. So let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna take my access key and I'm going to unlock the access door. Okay, I'm gonna open up the lid and lower it. And now I have plenty of space to put my sheet into the laser. All right guys, so I have this awesome Husky table. You get these at Home Depot, and what's nice about them is that they're adjustable and you can make them go higher or lower. So I've already done that, and now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide the MDF into the laser. So the sheet of material is 24 inches wide, so I made a line that's 25 inches, okay? And I made the line using the pencil tool in Lightburn, and then I just set the width that I needed right here. So I'm gonna send it over and I'm gonna frame and make sure that it's covering, you know, end to end on my MDF, and then we're gonna cut it. So once I have cut down the MDF, well, now I can fit the piece comfortably into my laser and cut the logo out. Just a note on this logo though, this was one of those logos that, you know, a customer sends you the best of what they have, right? But it was by no means laser ready at all. So there was actually a good amount of, you know, digital editing that I had to do in Lightburn software just to get it to cut like this. And I'm mentioning that because one, I don't have that recorded footage, and two, I'm going to talk about it later on, and it'll make more sense to you if you know that I did not have an easy file to work with. Okay, so I don't want all these bits and pieces. It's going to get confusing for me, so I'm just going to use painter's tape to keep it all together until I'm ready to work with it. Okay guys, so this is the backer. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of place it like so. All right, and then flip it over. Just like that. And now I can take off my tape and not be super confused about which tooth goes where and have to fish through my pieces. Okay guys, so today my setup is I've got a makeshift setup because I have to work from home today. So here's what I've got going on. I have my Bearwoods rotary tool. You guys know that I really like working with this whenever it comes to shaping wood. And I do have a code for this. If you want it, you'll find it in the link below. So I've got the Marathon rotary right here. I also have the Bearwoods respirator. This is what I use when I'm sanding wood. Okay, I have these pieces here that my goddaughter, she got started on, right? And technically it's ready, but I know that these lines are going to show. The sanding definitely needs to be smoothed out much more. So I'm going to spend the day detailing this a little more for her. And then over here I have a DeWalt shop vac that I got from Costco. So what you see here, okay, this is a tip I got from Kendra's Got Wood, and basically it's, I only had lace. I would prefer tulle, but I can't find any today, so I found this old piece of lace here, and I've tied it on here with a rubber band. So if you don't have like a fancy dust collection system, this works really well. And pretty much, I just wanted something with enough holes to suck up the dust from the sanding without risking losing my little pieces when I'm working on them. So this is my setup. I'm going to go ahead and just start detailing everything, and hopefully the sign will turn out well and my goddaughter will be happy with the results. I also forgot to mention that I have some shop glasses that I'm wearing as I shape this piece. So let's go ahead and get to work. Okay, so I have most of the edges nice and rounded now. They're a lot smoother than they were before. And now I'm going to change out the bit to this one right here so that I can get into these tight crevices that I can't reach into. Thank you, Jacob, but I'm not going to use that one yet, baby. Okay, so now the kids are out here swimming and you'll just have to bear with me. But now you can see the edges are way smoother, and that's going to look much nicer once it's painted. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on all of my smaller bits, and then it will be time to, you know, remove all the dust and cover it with filler primer. Alright guys, so I have gone ahead and I have shaped all the pieces, and if you take a look, hold on, there's a car passing by. Okay, if you take a look, you'll see that I really did my best to sand it out as smoothly as possible just to make my life easier later. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little air duster, remove any of the dust that's still on here. As you can see, Woody decided he wanted to let me know how much he liked it, but it still works. And if you want to grab this little thing, you can get it in my Amazon store. I'm just going to get rid of all of the dust, and then I'm going to use painter's tape to tape this to pieces of cardboard that I've already cut up so that I have everything ready to cover it with filler primer. Filler primer is this stuff right here. I know that it's harder to get in different parts of the world. Here in the US, it's really popular, and it works really great at filling in any inconsistencies on your wood, and it takes the paint. It's a really nice combination when you have filler primer and spray paint. So I'll be using that in just a few minutes once I have everything set up. Okay, I want to pause here for a minute and show you this, because this was one of the first mistakes I ever made when working with filler primer, and that is not putting enough filler primer on. You see these parts where it's kind of like it almost looks somewhat dry. You want to cake this stuff on, or at least that's how I have been the most successful with it. Don't be afraid to put too much on. At least that has been my experience. If anything, be afraid to put too little. I also learned that tip from Marissa from Pearl and Pine. Once she said that, something clicked for me, and I started to really love filler primer and understand why so many sign makers swear by it. So because I don't have enough coverage right now, I need to go back and give it another coat. So you'll notice here that I keep turning the cardboard so that I can make sure that I get enough coverage all around the grooves. This really helps. Either you move your body around the piece or you move the piece around. A technique is just going to help you make sure that you get into all those little, grooves that are hard to reach. Okay guys, so everything is nice and dry and it's time to sand the pieces again and smooth them out. So you can take a look here. I'm gonna get in close here. Hopefully the lighting's good. You can see it looks really good. Okay, but there's still a couple of tiny bumps here and there that I need to smooth out. So to do that, I'm gonna use what's called a gator zip. I just switched it out. See, it comes with these little strips of sanding paper. This was an old one, I removed it. If you run out, if you don't want to buy the little strips, what I do is I just take my my sanding discs, actually let me show you, like these, and then I'll cut it to size and it'll stick right on. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding it out. I already started here. Let me start in a new spot for you guys. And when you sand it, I mean, it's interesting. It's kind of like, I don't know, you're smoothing out peanut butter or something. And you are going to have dust, so you are going to have to remove all of that once you're done. So I'm going to go ahead and get a better angle for you guys and, you know, sand all these pieces. So thankfully, a lot of the teeth, I sanded them really well. So, you know, there's not really a lot that needs to be done here. But I just want to show you, see, this is totally smooth. I barely need to do any sanding. Whereas here, see, I had like a little divot there. That's going to show unless I sand it out more or I don't know, I could take an orbital sander to it. That's what Marissa from Pearl and Pine suggests for little divots, but she said overall it's good. So I don't know, I might try to get that out. Otherwise, I think it's fine. Okay, let me finish up with the rest of them. So I just want to point something out here because remember, I was working off of not the best file for a laser. So like when I did the first cut, look how horribly bumpy this is. I knew better. I thought I was going to sand it out, but then I was like, nah. So I went back and I cleaned it up, but that was a lot of work. So just FYI, if you end up with something like this, personally, I don't think it looks clean. You're either going to sand it or you're going to work to clean it up. Sorry for the the noise in the background, guys, but it's a Saturday, so lawn people are out. So originally, when I looked at, the image that was sent to me, I was going to spray paint all of the black lettering and the outline that you see there, but I really don't feel like doing that. So I am going to cut all of the lettering that's in black out of black acrylic, and then I'm only going to paint the part that says, Bull Gator. So this, it's a waste of material, but thankfully MDF is inexpensive. So I am just going to chuck this and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to recut it out of acrylic, and I'm only going to paint the top layer of the letters. Hey guys, and just another tip, if you feel yourself getting to the bottom of your spray can, if you turn the nozzle towards this little bit right here, that will help you squeeze out the very last that's left in your filler primer. So as you can see, I have finally figured out filler primer. For those of you that may or may not know, spray paint is not something I really enjoy doing, but when I have to do it, I finally enjoy it more, okay, because I have figured out how to work with filler primer, which is just a game changer with what the end product looks like. So if you enjoyed seeing the process so far and you want to see how the final product comes together, make sure you watch part 2 of this video series. And with that, guys, that's all I have for you today. So I'll see you guys around here soon over at That Mom with a Laser. Bye, guys.